Here we are. Welcome to the 81st edition. Take that off of here, huh? Well, what do you know? Come on YouTube for some reason. Yeah. Beautiful. It's been a rainy last couple of days here. Yeah. I don't know how you do that one, man. It won't come on. This freaking thing won't come on. What do you call it? Let's see. It's always something, right? Let's see if this works. 81. No, we're on a new one here, so. Jeez. And the live stream ended 4 minutes ago. It was 10 seconds long. All right. That happened a while back. It is, man. The show's is live. Huh. Well, something like that anyway. So I'm gonna do this. Live now. Oh, no, do that. What could that be? First and second and third, you don't succeed. Try again. There it is. All right. There we go. This is the new one, so everything's good now. All right. Had to put the audio call back up on there. Hello, David. I gotta get the audio call back up on there. How's everything down there in Arkansas? I'll keep going there for a little bit. Ah, good on me hitting the wrong buttons here today. So I think we're on track though. So YouTube on here is always lagging behind for some reason. Yeah, you know what? I was out there every day. They had to stop construction for the last 2 days because I'm in the getting the wall put up. And, hey, David. So I'm getting the wall put up, and the new carpenter I got says, "Oh, you need to get a sump pump, you know." Oh, they don't. It's called water pump here. So so I thought, oh shit, I had the money on me in pocket, so I'll go get one. And her uncle called and said, he says, "I'll show you Monday whether you need one or not, because he knows how to get to work. He knows how to get things done. So so he's gonna come here Monday. He's gonna come out there on Monday." I thought to myself, why not get it anyway? But then I also thought that I thought this he's the carpenter. He should have all this shit already. This should be you know. I mean, it'd be like a carpenter without a measuring tape measure.
Yeah, maybe he's looking for a little side hustle.
Well, like it's not only the pump. Then you have to get extension cord galore. A couple hundred footers. To work your way around the lot. And then you got to get some little PVC pipe, maybe some clamps and some corrugated pipe. So
Hey, Les,
hey, Kiko.
how are you today, sir?
Good. Hey, did you have another screen open? Because I tried to go to that one and
Yeah, I hit the freaking button, man. I effed it up,
oh, okay.
So, and I did. I got the Streamyard part back, and then I had to go into yeah, fucking, I forget what they call it.
Come
Uh,
on. We expect you to be a professional by now.
I just can't think at the moment.
Hey, Dave,
But I
David, are
tell
you?
you, here's something that it's a Loca little dog. It's a cute dog, man. That's the one to keep tied up like with a leash like that. Here's what I got to tell anybody out there, because these these the first guys we got dumped a couple 3 loads of dirt, rock and sand. So then all of a sudden their truck broke. So they had 3 trucks. Well, 2 work. So every day they send us a message telling us they got this Chinese truck that holds 2 loads, two 10-yard, 10 cubic feet loads or whatever. But I said, well, that's really good to know if I need a Chinese truck. What I need to know is when you're going to dump some more freaking dirt. I'd give a f what you're, and they told us like 3 times. I'm like, Jesus, man. So we just blew them guys off and got a different guy. Hey, somebody want to shut that dog up before I choke it, man? Fuck. Unfreaking believable here. It's like a freaking farm. But anyway,
Where's the chicken? Not already.
so we got a new guy. They dumped in the process 7. They dumped 7, and because we have that extra 145 now, I don't think it's going to take 20 to get the other 545 filled. But they got this. Their backhoe is even smaller, and their idea of a bulldozer is a little bit bigger than a Cub Cadet. So it's been raining a lot, so they couldn't get back. The backhoe is back on the other side of the mound of dirt or mud that they can't climb yet, and trying to get this sucker dried out is it's almost impossible. But I think they're ready to do battle with the carpenters, laborers there, because they knocked down a couple of pilings. Would that be the right word?
Pilings, yeah.
Yeah. So no work the last 2 days. But I'm going to tell you, anybody out there, if you buy prime, if you buy land that's not in the floodplain, which most of this is, but you're going to pay a premium price for that land, and they know that here. So don't be surprised.
That's
So
right.
the land I got, we dump 20 up to 20 loads of dirt up to. Right? I mean, right now they're at the point where they're going to spread it over the 545 square meter lot. They already got the 145 out in there. So right now I'm at about $2,500 US. So by the time it's done, it could get to 4,000. We'll see. So when you see these videos on YouTube of people building houses over here, and you see the amount, and you go, oh man, at 1.5, I got that. You got to put the dirt down, because if your neighbors around you have already built, also, you're the lowest. You're the lowest one there.
That's
So
right.
you got to raise everything up. So if you want to get 5 or 6 feet off your fence, you got to dump a ton of dirt.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of misleading when I watch this guy Randy Euro once in a while, and oversees LFW houses. They build because of their employment, and they sometimes, most times, they don't show what the material cost and labor is. Like, I got 4 guys, and I had 2 carpenters, and I thought, why do I have why do I have 2 carpenters for 4 guys? One guy can't handle 4 guys? I mean, he's working in the shade all day, and the other guys are out in the sun. So those are like 400 peso a day for 4 of them, and he gets 600. So the uncle's going to come out and show him how to bail water. But if you want to build and you buy land, that's that's a misleading number when you see that it says, because I'm at about 4.2 right now, a little over 40, and I you know I mean, as it stands, with the prod. I mean, they give you it by steps. They got the electrical broken down, X amount of dollars. Then they got whatever's next, carpentry, finishing, and all that other stuff. So it's a pretty good layout of what's coming. And if you want to add any extra to your, like fancy toilets, all kinds of shit like that. But be prepared to spend some cash, because that's what it's gonna, Because I'm like, I don't even have a wall up yet. I just have pilings that they're digging this by hand. And I told the guy yesterday, I said, why do you bail? Why do you have all that water sitting? Just bail out half of it. Put your piling in there and dump the concrete out of the bag and mix it right there. Yeah, why do you go to a separate piece, a part of the land, and make a spot so you can mix it? If you got all those holes dug, you figure it's going to be about half of the water that's in it. So make it a little thickness. You can gauge that. Just open up that bag. I don't know if they sell Quikrete here or not, but that pole is set in a day. Or the fixture. So they're just wasting their time. Well, to me, that's the way they do things here. But they're going around the yard and doing all these pilings first before they fill any concrete in them. And I told them, I don't know if he understood me the other day. I said, you got a hole, you got water in it. Bail out a little water and open up the bag, man, and get the consistency you want. So other than that, I mean, building's exciting here. but it's hard to imagine it. I got a new neighbor that I met. I don't even know if he works, man, but he's like the supervisor. You know, he's out there before I get there. He's making sure everything's okay, and probably to make sure that they have a fencing. That's another thing. I got to wait on the permits from the city planner. The city guy's got to come out and look and okay it. So all I can do is all they can do is lay the outline of the one course around like they have, and we have to wait. So while we're waiting, man, these guys might as well fill in those. What do you call it? But I sent the guy a message yesterday. You know, approximately how long you think it's going to take? Because I'm telling my wife, I said, well, we're going to have to lay these guys off for a while because we can't do anything till the city guy checks it out, gives you okay, So because really, there's nothing around there for them to do, and I hope that they can work well with the others that are dumping the dirt because they have a funny way of doing it, man. If they had a big dozer, man, they could just push it, and be done. But they got this smaller one with a backhoe, so all I can do is sit there and get sunburned while I'm watching. Anyway, what's happening? Is it warm there by you, Kiko?
No, I think yesterday the high was only like 70 or 72. It was beautiful.
Hey, it got chilly here, man. I mean, right now it's extremely comfortable.
How about you, David? You having a heat wave or a cool wave down there?
We actually on the cusp of both. We had some 90 degrees weather, but then yesterday it dropped down to the 80s. It was just a gorgeous day. But this weekend we're supposed to be up towards the 100 again. So, because we're kind of in that belt along with Dallas and everybody. So we get
Yeah,
a
I've
lot.
seen they're getting hundreds, over hundreds on South Texas.
Yeah, so we'll get some of that. So yeah, we get pretty hot weather during the summer. But it's been a really cool summer so far.
Yeah, thus far, yeah. It was actually, I think one night this past week, it was like 49 for the overnight low. That was awesome.
So we've been sitting outside a lot where I have while Lorelai's gone at work. I've been hanging outdoors with the dogs in my patio.
I cut my grass yesterday.
Found a good one today. I experimented. I
What is
got me
that?
the whole garden. It's a
Oh.
Belgian beer. It's a Belgian
Oh.
wheat.
Belgian.
Yeah, Belgian. It's made in Belgium.
Yeah.
It's got that little bit of bitterness, but it doesn't bite. When you're swallowing, it's perfect. Because I bought a beer from Vietnam, a Saigon, and then I had the Soul, whatever that stuff is, Sapporo,
Yeah.
and when all those beers taste alike. They all got the same freaking bitterness from beginning to end. And Tiger beer too has it's the same thing. But this Belgium here, I mean, a Blue Moon. I think they make that in Wisconsin, maybe Blue Moon. But they got that orange peel. You only taste a hint of orange,
So how much
And
is it? A lot more expensive there?
yeah,
That one?
because you got to. Well, this is as close to 12 ounces as you're gonna get. Well, it's 330 milliliter.
Speaking of beer, Michael's in Manila.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he said I saw him yesterday. I wasn't on Jack's live stream. I saw that he had one, so I listened to a little bit of it. Yeah, him and his wife are in a hotel room in Manila.
I haven't
think
been.
he said he has it 3 days.
I haven't been. They've been having live streams while we're all sleeping.
I think he said 8,000 pesos for 3 days for 3 hotel
Well,
days.
yeah, is
And
he
it
still
looks like
there?
a decent room. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
don't know. I don't know if he's going out to Angeles to meet up. Have you heard from Ronald lately? I mean,
no. He don't. He doesn't come around anymore. I don't know
I don't
what's
know. I
that.
saw
Maybe
a
I
picture
think.
on I saw a picture on Facebook
Yeah,
with a lady he was pictured with. So
yeah.
maybe he's busy.
Well, maybe he's got a new relationship, but he hasn't. I haven't seen it written
Hmm.
anywhere. So I don't know if he's back in Washington State now
Yeah, I
or.
don't know either.
But I don't know what the topic would be with that. Must be doing well though.
Yeah, I can't remember how long he was planning on staying.
Yeah,
If
it was till I think till the end of June, maybe.
no, so maybe he is back.
But yeah, he's got to go button up everything with giving his.
Getting his apartment and his vehicle,
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
rid of that.
Hopefully we won't have the. You know what? YouTube didn't cancel the video, man. So they must have taken care of that themselves.
What video?
The video of the little porn shot that we had here a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think I missed it. I rewatched it. It's still there. I don't think YouTube. Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yeah. Well, I think I know who it is. So it you know.
There's some people out there porn bombing people.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
well,
you guys are I don't know. I think you guys are moderators or not, man. I don't know.
you know.
No, I never moderated for anybody. I don't even know how to do it, so don't make me one.
So you are now.
I start pressing buttons, the whole ship will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack's been doing a lot of live streaming here the last couple of days. I saw them for a couple of minutes yesterday. I was
Okay.
shocked that Michael actually looked cleaned up and presentable.
He's got the Gary goatee going on now.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't that remind you? He's got the nice military haircut, but he's got the Gary goatee going.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, I watched that. I wasn't on it, but I saw that he had one, so I went back because I saw Michael on there because I hadn't heard from him for like 2 weeks. I figured he was traveling, but
Yeah.
and there he
I,
was in the hotel room on his phone trying to make it work.
I sent Jack a message. I said, "Hey, you guys make up yet?" Well, I don't understand. What do you mean,
Which guy?
Jack
Jack
and Michael? Yeah, it was.
They had a tiff.
That was last 2 weeks ago. Last time you were on here, weren't you?
No, but I went back and watched. Is that the one where Michael was screaming?
Yeah.
And
I
he's going
thought
to sue
maybe,
somebody or something, or
man, I thought he
giving
was
out
going to
his
jump.
personal information or something.
Look, you know what? You know what I said the next day to Jack? I said, in one ear and out the other. I don't even remember what he said. To tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And so what if they did? Somebody that's been looking.
I mean, when you're out there on a live stream, you're telling your life story. You're putting it out there to the whole world.
Yeah. So I'm gonna strangle that prick, man.
I thought that was David's dogs. It's not.
Shut up there. No, he told me. See. But anyway, yeah. So
I was trying to figure out where the dog is, though.
So to me, I just assumed it was always like that. So I told Jack the next day. I said, I don't even remember what he said.
Well, when you're drunk, I don't take anything anybody says.
I wasn't drunk, man. But
I mean, just
well, it isn't like there was this big dark secret that the world knows now. I mean, lots of folks.
But it was funny because on the live stream between Michael and Jack and others, they were talking about the adoption of those kids on a live stream. Jack mentioned it on your live stream, which made Michael pissed.
Yeah. That dog's trying to tell all the other dogs in the neighborhood, hey, Tony's trying to have a live stream.
That's
Let's get the choir going here.
Yep. My dog's
Yeah,
looking out the window going, where the hell's that
It's
dog
the
at?
roosters are going to sleep, but now the dog's taking over.
That's right.
Fucking drop kick that little bastard.
But
That's a nice.
So have you
little
heard from anybody from home, Tony? How's things in Wisconsin?
Well, I don't know.
Don't know.
Well, my mother went down to see her. When my youngest sister took her down to Kentucky now for a while. She wants to remind me how much she loves me, you know, that good stuff.
yeah, it's nice.
Trying to make up for telling me they didn't have any room at the inn one time and I had to go.
Who's that? Your sister?
No, my mother.
Oh, your mother.
Yeah, I had nobody. I had nowhere to go and I didn't have nothing. And my one of my sisters was living there with her husband or family. You know, both our families, they knew each other for years, and she was there with her husband and one kid at the time. And his parents had nobody in their house, but yet I had just left. I think me and my first wife got divorced, and my mom said, "We ain't got no room here." I said, "I ain't got nowhere to go. I don't care. You gotta go." So my dad played the good cop this time, and that was a rarity. I wish I'd had that on tape, but I never forgot that. You know, I should have. I was gonna leave, and I just met this one girl, and I'm like, she's going to college down in Atlanta, in Georgia somewhere, for some designing or whatever. And I didn't even know her about 2 weeks, man. I'm like, I'm not ready to fly to Coop already, you know. So
yeah, it's funny how life is. When I was a young man, I had the same experience. Nobody in my family wanted to lift a finger to help. So I always found it ironic that years later they all begged me for my money. You know?
Well, you know what? When you hear something like that from your own parents, man, that's like the end all.
Well, you remember it. I do. I remember it. Yeah, look.
Oh man, I remember word for word, man.
And now you're not
I never,
money.
I never brought it up, and you know, I don't. They're old now. I'm not gonna throw that shit in their face, you know. But when my dad went out with my dad, last time I saw him actually, and we wanted to eat, you know. So I'm telling my mom, he was supposed to go and apologize for whacking the shit out of me and my oldest sister every time something went wrong. You know what I mean? We had a little bit of that coming, man, but he would just slap like you wouldn't believe, and he finally stopped when I quit putting my hands up in front of my face, and I had my fist balled up, and I'm thinking, hey Craig, you know, so he never, you know, he started, and I was like, you know, that I said, you know, you don't have to apologize to me, you know, it's done, you know. He said, well, you know, that's all. I didn't know any better, this and that. I'm like, you know, I didn't bring up the fact that he was a real asshole. Man. I didn't say any of that shit. I mean, you know, he's 80 some years old. 80 just turned at the time. I think he turned 85 or 80. He was going on 86.
Hey, Craig.
And I wasn't. You know, I wasn't going to sit there because there's nothing you can do to change it. But when he passed away, that just that was the finality of it, you know. So that part, because always in the back of your mind you think, you know, maybe this can be made up for someday. It's just you just do, and then when you realize once they're gone, that's it.
Well, you know, I had a similar situation, and what I'll tell you is, I think when people come to the realization truly that, you know, maybe they didn't know any better, which is an excuse, or they should have done better, and they are truly repentful. So I think that's great. My situation was similar. When I was about 16, my dad liked to hit us, and I put him through a wall one day, and that stopped. And because I was a lot bigger than he was,
My,
stronger, and then when that happened, the roles reversed. After I picked him up and put him through a wall, I now became the parent, and he became the child. And he did this to all of our kids, and I'm the youngest. And years later, my brother have a brother who got in a lot of trouble and got into drugs and alcohol. And in the course of my brother wanting to heal himself, he made apologies to, made amends like they're supposed to. And I was over at my dad's house one day, and my dad proudly said, your brother called me to apologize for how horrible you must have been. And I said, you apologize to him for how big of a piece of shit you were? He's like, well. So I realized right then that my father was never going to understand what he was rolling things. So I gave up and never,
Hello, Henry. Yeah, mine never,
Henry, how are you?
mine never realized what an ass he was. I would have made better. It would have been great if my mother would have told me the stuff before he died. But he only wanted 2 kids, and they had 4.
Yeah.
Because me and my sister were supposed to be it. Me and my oldest sister, that was it. So my dad was always pissed. So he always acted like having kids was bothersome. And me and my oldest sister are the ones that we got everything. I mean, anything went wrong, man, bam, free will, oh my God. But he never saw it any different, and I knew he did, and I thought, when he got into his upper years, he goes to his Bible study stuff. He's trying to make it right with God, from being an asshole. But I never.
Hey, do all of you guys know Henry? Henry's my friend from down in Mississippi. So
Henry's your friend from where?
Mississippi. He's a good guy.
What part of Mississippi?
Down by Gulfport.
The good part.
Biloxi. Hi, Craig. How's things down under?
Hey, good kicker. How you going? Tony, David, Henry.
Cold down there? You got a jacket on.
Yeah, it's cold.
Cold?
But thank you for the breeze tonight, Craig. It's quite peaceful here. It's very, oh man, feels good.
Sorry, I couldn't get that. What were you saying?
I said that we're catching that breeze from your cold weather here, and
Okay. Yeah,
very
it's been cold.
Yeah, very comfortable here.
I'd gladly trade you for our 27 to 30 we have coming.
In the back of my mind, I almost started saying, "What kind of shit is this?" I thought it's supposed to be hot.
Well, how cold is it really there? What, 80?
Here, I look
mid-60s.
Not about in the Philippines.
He's down in Melbourne, man. He's at the
that's
bottom.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's like, I think it was like 14 degrees today. So what's that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever reduced it to Celsius.
Maybe 54 or something.
Yeah, 50s, mid-50s to 60s.
Oh my God, you guys
That's
are
perfect for me.
79 degrees and cloudy in Bushmore.
Says it's 79 here.
Water and general flood advisory in effect.
Flood advisory. What's new?
I know it's been cold because I got the gas bill today. 59 days, $537.
Holy shit.
Well, it's pretty close to what we got. Oh, almost.
Yeah, our gas bill at this new house has been crazy, but
you're just going to have to get back to the body heat thing down there too.
Yeah, well,
I know your wife's 4'2", but
4'11".
4'11".
Did you say that's for 59 days, almost 2 months?
Yeah.
500 Aussie dollars.
537.
Wow.
That's still a lot of
Getting close to $10 a day.
I used to hate that shit, boy. Summer would be cool because I hardly ever ran the air conditioner. when you have 39 one day and 86 the next, and back down to.
You know what the
But,
really stupid thing here with gas is? Like 5, 8 years ago, whatever they're saying, get rid of your get electric heating, get rid of your electric hot water, giving rebates to change everything to gas. There you go, gas ducted, gas hot water, instant, whatever, and gas cooktop. And now they're saying by 2035 they want everyone off gas. Everyone's got to go back to electricity.
Oh my God,
Can
really?
you get that? Well, they're saying that's
Well-
the target because by 2050 there's going to be no gas here or some shit. I won't be around, so I won't care. But what short-sightedness is that? You tell everyone to get on the gas, and then within 6 or 8
Well,
years, man, we're changing.
Yeah, all their solar and wind farms
Hey,
are going to take care of all the
they-
electrical needs.
They went
Everybody.
through here years ago. In the bus company, they had electric buses, and they got rid of all that shit, dug up all the tracks that had been paved over, and then they go back to that thing downtown, like it's some. I mean, it's a. It only part of the city benefits from it. The yuppies do. They're the ones, the drinkers, the 30-some-year-olds, and but the whole entire city's got to pay for this thing, and the casino here was paying for everything for 2 years. After that, then the city had to start paying.
Tony, you
And
mean
they were-
back in the day when they had those trolleys that had the big electrical thing up top? Remember
Yeah.
those?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That stuff had to be high voltage, man. I wonder how many
For
people,
sure.
how many crazy guys got up on that. Hey, hold my beer. Watch this.
They
Trying
went to
do chin-ups
diesel,
on the electric wire.
but you know what? They always tell you this cheap and resource and all this stuff, but it ain't cheap once it's the main thing. You got a monopoly on that bullshit.
You guys are showing your age.
Dude, you just can't win, man. It's just.
Yeah, we're showing our age by trying to use common sense, and it's not
Yeah,
common anymore. So
I thought you were going to say the trolleys that were drawn by horses.
Well, you know what? It just takes a new generation of folks to tell you how great something is. Like
Yeah.
the Jim Jones of fucking.
yeah, got this great
transportation.
idea.
Yeah.
Reinvent the wheel, they say.
Well, now we got these buses. Matter of fact, this one bus they got was a transit system by me, $1 million freaking dollars for one bus, and the thing keeps breaking down. The batteries themselves must have
We can learn something from Cuba because they're driving around in like 50s model U.S. cars, and they've kept them going for the last 70 years.
They make them work. Yeah, they probably got Volkswagen parts on it.
Whatever. Hey, as long as it goes down the
Hey,
road.
Greg, I like the camouflage you got there with the palm leaves. It reminds me of Artie Johnson from
Is
Laughing.
that weed? Aussie weed.
Because it's winter, all the indoor plants are now pushed over towards the window, so you can open the blind in the morning and get the sun in.
Oh, that's sweet.
I'm too lazy to shift everything around.
Is that what feng shui is?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I'll be right
Not
back, guys.
working
Got something
anyway.
I gotta do.
All right, David.
Go potty.
I can push it back.
No, man, I was just joking with you, man. It was funny.
I can put it in.
Reminded me of I don't know if you got to watch that show down there, Laughing with Artie, and one of the actors there, Artie Johnson, had that. He's like a German soldier. He goes, interesting but stupid, or something like that. He's talking to something here. No? I don't even know if the TV's on or she's talking. Yesterday I was all set. I think I lost the internet at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or something. They seem to always like doing it on Friday.
PM?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was on and trying on and off all the time, and once I got to an hour over, you know, the time I was supposed to be on, I said gave up. I couldn't notify nobody or nothing.
So what you were telling us, Larry, the moral of the story is don't build in the Philippines, just rent.
Well, if you want to just get rid of the headaches, I would have.
Yeah, but it ain't going to be 6 months. It's going to be 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the thing is, what I'm saying is, you have to be prepared to, it's not a turnkey deal, and you see something that says 2.2, a little over 40,000 US, and you go, oh man, I can do that, And then you start dumping about $2,000 to $3,000 worth of dirt, just to get the thing,
Yeah,
that you.
I don't know how it was done when the place my wife grew up in, it got destroyed. It was a wooden structure, It got
Mm,
destroyed by a typhoon. Of course, she was only 100 meters from water's edge too. So they said, well, I said, well, how much would it be to rebuild it this time? Cement block, good sturdy roof. So she got some architecture and they drew it all. Of course, they already had the property, right? It's been in their family for generations. So
mm.
they built a 4 meter by 11 meter little cement house under roof for $2,500,
Yeah.
$2,500, and that was
Yeah,
complete everything. One guy, doing all the work. He got paid. I don't know what he got paid for, 500
mine's gonna
pesos a day. But yeah. So I have a structure there in her hometown. If I ever, of
80.
course, it doesn't have AC, and
Well, you know
it,
what though, man. But if you got a fan, it just depends where
yeah.
you are. You really don't
I
need it.
just need a place to sleep. Go to the
Well, if you're in
bathroom.
a, if
I'd
you're
be out. I'd be out and about most of the time. I think.
that that concrete, the concrete's gonna hold it a lot better than wood. I mean, there's really no comparison, really.
Oh yeah. Now when there's a typhoon coming, guess where they go? In that little four
Yeah,
by 11 meters. You know, it's like that. What was
totally.
that? Huff and puff and blow your house down. What was that
Yeah,
story
Three little
about?
kids.
Yeah, Three Little Pigs. So,
crying wolf. Yeah.
so she's got a nice like steel roof on top and cinder block. Construction. Nice little porch on the front. So.
Uh,
I think
that's
mine's 80 meter. Mine's 80 total.
For what 4 by 11? That's 44 square meters. So that's
So yeah, I mean, the architect right away after we're standing there, and the mother-in-law was talking to him more than I was, and I'm the guy building this shit. So he's like, yeah, that place is small. I'm like, that's fucking. This guy just wants to make more money. That's all. He's, it's fine for us. It'll be brand freaking new, no payment. You know,
what size
no.
you living in now?
Where the mother-in-law's place here? She got a squatter area. I don't know what she bought this for. She put a bunch
but
of
it's up
money
and
into it.
down, right? 2 stories. You're upstairs.
Yeah, and then she just added to the back of the building some rental rooms. You know,
Okay.
for the youngins, they got to be all girls, no guys.
Who made that decision?
Yeah. And
But,
who checks?
well,
Never know
I don't
nowadays,
know,
huh?
man. I,
What do you do?
it,
Do
when,
DNA
when,
test
when,
first on the
when I
application?
when I think of what I think of headaches when it comes to rental properties. But that's where I'm from. Here, I'm sure you don't pay, you're out. But anyway, I just on the last day of all that medicine I had, then I started feeling better. But I couldn't freaking breathe a couple of times. I'm telling you, man. When I woke up, I was on the floor, boy, trying to contort my body in a way I could get air because I
This was
couldn't get
just
it.
recently?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck my! I went to the doctor. I did one nebulizer, whatever the hell it's called, man. Uh,
Nebulizer, yeah.
Yeah.
nebulizer and all these pills of $53 worth of shit. And I went to the doctor the X-ray was $5.36, and
Wow.
she says, "See, you can see that there was my lungs were had most of it. My lungs had fluid in them, and around here you catch cold after cold after cold, and it was like a series of three different ones, and all of a sudden I couldn't get this shit up, man. So I wasn't doing myself any favors by having a Coca Cola, but went to the doctor. She showed the X-ray. Go get this medicine. I had to get. My mother had the machine already, so I got the face thing, and that helped. That helped. I haven't gone back to her yet, she said, but um, it is some scary shit, boy. You can't get your breath.
You never had that
Honest.
before?
No, 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 I haven't. I've been here before too. I never had any
Yeah.
issues with nothing.
Yeah.
I've had colds here before, but maybe I just got I don't know. Maybe I just back home I didn't get a shot this year, but their doctor says, "Oh, I see you had COVID shots, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you have a booster?" I said, "No, and I'm not getting one either." So you have it for me because that shit nearly killed me too, man. Chest chest pain. Oh my god. But anyway, I'm gonna go out of curiosity. I'm gonna go have another X-ray done, and because I still get that little bit of a choking sensation. But what's that little thing that little punching bag that's above your throat, above your tongue? I don't know.
What?
No
I
idea.
forget the name of it.
Well, mine was swollen because of the flu I had, and it was touching my tongue. So by touching that, my that gag reflex, and it would start choking, Holy
The,
shit! I'm
the
thinking to
one
myself,
one
I'm
hung
thinking to
low.
myself, I'm thinking to myself, all these times I came before. Last year I spent 6 months here. I've been here before and I had a cold. Now that I'm ready to cash in on my retirement life, now I'm getting all this bullshit. Oh
You're not a spring chicken anymore.
no, it ain't that far from it either, though.
Hey,
But
my next older brother retired. 8 months later, was dead.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I had older friends that
How
would
old
say
was
the
it?
retirement thing sucks,
on
and
its
you're
he
full of
retired on
shit.
his 65th, 65 on his
Wow,
birthday. He
okay.
retired, and eight
Oh,
months
yeah.
later, he was dead. In
Yeah.
fact, today I think is 3 years since he passed.
Well, that buddy of mine, after we got back from Mississippi, died 3 days later at the age of 47.
Yeah,
Wow.
47.
Yeah.
that 6'10" dude.
Did he have any kind of health issues?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
dead.
Apparently
you
had
said he
a
was 6'10.
Kept
He
bumping
played for
his head on him.
Kentucky. He played for
What
Kentucky.
No, he played for Oklahoma State and Eddie Sutton.
was he
Oh, okay.
big? I mean, thick, or was he thin, or what?
No, he's thin. He's thin.
Yeah.
He was a police chief at one of our local police departments.
Wow.
6'10".
You,
Well, I'm
you
sure at that
imagine?
age he was still working, right?
No, he just retired.
At 47. Wow. Sounds like
Good for you.
Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Just retired.
hey,
Wow.
He retired back in January. And really good guy. But we went fishing kind of down by where Henry lives. And 3 days later, dies of a
Did
heart
he
attack.
have a spouse or anything with him, or
Yeah, he was married to a Filipina.
yeah?
Well, it would be a
How's
big gap.
she taking that?
6'10" and 5 foot.
Not bad.
She's
you know what?
okay.
Well, at one time he was 7 foot. So technically in college,
Look,
he was a 7-footer. He was
hey, when I was around other people, um, after my dad died, it was no big deal. But when I was by myself, that's when it really gets you know. And you have, you know,
But I
you
mean,
wouldn't think.
how long has his Filipino wife, well now widow, how long she's been in the state? Long time.
He's lived here 30 years, and
Wow.
they've
Been
been
here,
married about 8, I think.
you've been here a long
Wow.
time. Yeah, if it don't hit her right away, it'll get her.
Well, if he
The
retired policeman, they usually have pretty good pension packages and stuff. Who knows?
weird.
Or is that a local police?
Well, no, here's how, and I don't know his details, but here's what I know from other officers that I know just being me is that when you go through, I think they call it LAFA, what happens is if you die active duty, then your spouse and or children get your benefits. But if you've retired and you're getting your retirement check, from what I understand, it dies with you, just like Social Security.
Wow.
So the pension is not transferable, if I understand it right,
Wow.
under LAFA to your spouse if you're retired law enforcement. If you die,
They usually get the whole thing, man.
huh?
Some companies give you half of it, and some give you the whole thing.
Mine would be half. Should get half of what I get now. Is what.
Yeah, mine. Well, you know what?
Normally.
Mine would get everything I get right now,
Mine
Really?
gets nothing to mine.
For how long? The rest of my
forever
life?
till she dies.
Really?
Yeah, that's a really nice perk.
Well, that's kind of like the railroad one, because I know a guy from Colorado. He married a Filipino woman from my wife's hometown,
Was
and he was retired railroad. I don't know, 40 years or whatever. And she got it as soon as he retired. She got a check every month for $1,500 over and above
Dude,
what he gets.
Yeah.
I asked the HR lady I was talking to because my dad, he had a shitty pension by him. Matter of fact, Master Lock Company, in March of next year is going to stop uh, the production in the United States. So that would have been right after my 62nd birthday. So that pensioner was only $800 a month. I more than doubled that. I more than doubled that one. So leaving there after 15 years was a freaking stroke of genius or some dumb luck.
Oh, you were there for 15 years,
Yeah, yeah. I got
and
my
that's
pension.
where your dad worked. You said.
Yeah, my dad, my uncle, my two cousins. My dad, dad's sister's two kids, and my uncle was a foreman for a long time. He had a couple nervous breakdowns, and he went into the guard ship. But me, so I had in mind. I had that question when I was talking to the HR lady. I said, what does my wife get like my pension when I die? She get half of it?" She said, "No, she gets what you get." Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I started feeling a little better about leaving these guys behind.
Yeah, it's what stresses me out. My wife doesn't get it, but I stress over it because if I killed over tomorrow, Lorelai basically just has whatever our assets are. There is no additional income for me.
What
I'd never heard that before.
But a
that
lot of
it's transferable. Because here, if
Yeah.
you got your super, and if you got your super and you die, then it goes to your partner or whatever, like the full amount.
Yeah.
I have always heard that I've always known that at the factory there you got half. So $800 isn't shit to begin with. You're going to get 400 plus your Social Security. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
So when I left the bus company, my cousin's sister, she says she told him what I was getting. He goes, what kind of system they got over there? But they kept lowering that multiplier, man. So some of those guys, one guy younger than me, uh, worked a shitload overtime. Told his girlfriend, I ain't marrying you. $5,000 a month this guy gets.
Mhm.
That and another guy that had that the dude smoked like a chimney, and he had a younger kid, and he was 50 at that time. He was 54. He had a kid that was 8. He had 2 kids, one in college and one in high school, and all that time he worked, he got $6,700 a month.
Wow.
$6,700 a month. And so what he did was he gave the one daughter the money for her tuition, so the college is paid for. And when I saw this guy, it was like a year and a half after he left. He looked so freaking different. He was so happy. My like I was telling Craig a bunch of times. I just checked my blood pressure today. All those readings, they're all low, and
Yeah.
I eat more shit here than I did when I was at home trying to watch it.
Yes.
I was under a hundred.
So how does the pension work? You say you put in money and then you get so much per month. You don't get all the money you put in as a
No,
lump sum.
it's almost like a company 401 where the multiplier they had. It was really technical, but they had like for every one you put in, you got 6. And when they started paying attention more to because we were a separate company contracted to the county, so we really weren't under we were under the radar off for a long time. And they started when I left, it was 3 to 1. So what their goal was to have a that you don't get that shit. But I came in and thank God I'm the age I'm at, because if I would have been younger, man, oh man.
Because here, right, you put in 9% of your is the minimum of your wage or whatever, and then your bosses match that 9%, so it's 18%, and then that gets invested. You can't increase it, and then when you retire, you get all that money,
Yeah,
and
but
you invest that money. Then you invest that money how you want. You're not restricted to a certain
well,
amount.
no,
So
no, no,
When
no.
you get
You
that money, do you
he
have to
got
pay
two
tax
points.
on it?
Sorry.
of course,
When you
yeah,
get
yeah,
that
you
lump
do.
sum, do you pay tax on that, Craig?
Um,
When you retire, you said you get a lump
it,
sum.
you get it. It depends how you invest it and how you spend it.
Right.
Will
We
relate
call
to how
that
much
rolling it
tax.
over into another.
No, well then you
Right.
don't. But then you can just then you create your income off that invest.
Right.
So you
You
each
decide how
year
much a month you want to
gets
take out of that. Yeah.
yeah depends how you set it up and
That's
you will
basically what
pay
I do now. Yeah.
tax.
You
Okay.
know what? I know
Yeah.
that what Craig's got, what Chris has with his house in England, and he, I know if you had it. I agree with him. I'm just the kind of guy that I want my safety blanket. For him, that's his rental property. Yeah, he could sell it and have all this cash, but I always like the fact that I got that there, because if something else changes in your life or around you, that could suck all that money that you took out from that selling that house, and you could be, easily be on the fucking street.
So, but Tony, what does your wife have to do? Like, say she's in the Philippines and you pass away. What
I,
does she have to go through for that to
I,
maintain? You know.
I got my son. Will what they got to do is you got to get a death certificate.
Right.
So
And that being an international one, that might create some issue.
you,
But
she gets it no matter where she is. I said that to the lady. I said,
no,
well,
I mean the death certificate.
oh yeah. I told the lady. I said my wife lives in the Philippines. She said doesn't matter. She'll get the same thing you get. Oh
Right.
man.
Well, as long as
So
it's like deposited in your U.S. bank account
yeah.
directly every month,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But that will
Yep.
stop once they confirm your death. That would stop, and how to get it restarted.
No,
That's the
not
problem from
it
overseas.
keeps it keeps going. There's
Automatically, you think? Huh?
there's there's no I don't know if it's auto. I'm sure there's, like I said, I'm sure there's a proof of death,
Death. Yeah.
and that's only a formality. If she gets the same thing I get, I mean, it's not like you're collecting Social Security and you die, and they mailed you two payments before they got notified, which they'll take back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you
You
got
know,
to make sure that like your account in the States that is direct deposited into has her name on it. All
it is, it is, it
okay.
is.
Yeah.
It's
Just
it's
just to be prepared. You say you like
it's
to be prepared.
oh
You
yeah.
got to look at all those things. You know.
I got my son. I got my oldest son on another one with me, so I can transfer money from one account to another. So he has the authority to do that, and thank God he's a good kid, you know.
I
But
keep telling Lorelai that this is her retirement right here.
yeah.
It's
Well,
fine.
get her. Hey,
There
you
you
got to get her
go.
stripper. Get her stripper pole, man.
That's her retirement.
You
Lottery.
have one in a bazillion chance.
Hey,
That's
hey, they
it.
can get on that stripper pole and eat that stinky fish while they're doing it.
Hey, I have a niece's in-laws who won way back. What was it, 20 years ago or more? Won 14 million. So that's
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, there was a guy
worked out
across
for
the
them.
alley. There was a guy across the alley from me.
You can't
I'm
win
not
it
across
if you
the
don't
alley,
play.
but my house in Greenfield. There was a guy, the lady next to me. Her neighbor across the way. His nephew won the lottery and bought him a house in another city, suburb. I don't know which one he won, but I seen a lot of these freaking retards that get that shit. And they go party like it's, you know,
1999.
unfreaking believable, man. You know,
Dude,
when
like
you when
5
you
years.
when you when you buy stuff in excess, it's just you buy shit. You
Hey,
buy
David,
everything you
David,
buy has no value.
David, we're old enough to remember when that was a long time away.
Oh,
1999.
Yeah.
that's
Oh
right.
man, you know what, man? When I used to hear that song, I used to think, man, that's a long way from now. And it was
I
like it'd be like
remember.
1930. It'd be like
Right.
1980, 83, and I thought to myself, hey,
I know.
they might have spaceships by
I
then.
like it. 1999.
Here, Dennis the Menace is here.
Hey,
Dennis
Dennis.
the Baconator.
Baconator's taking a time out to go grace us with his presence from his
Dennis, we
busy.
appreciate you recognizing how great the panel is. So we
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
He
yeah.
and he thinks your hat is a New York Jets hat. That's how much Dennis knows about football.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's thinking Jack and Jay. Yeah. No, man. Mine's a G Packers. That's what they all call them here.
Maybe yours is the Green Giants.
But when I move into that house, when my house is done, I'm getting the cable that will give me all the major networks in America, so I can watch my Packers at 2 a.m. in the morning or at midnight. Seeing as I don't have to get up for no work, and sometimes that's nice. Sometimes you do. You wake up and you go, "What the hell am I going to do today?"
I know. I find it boring. I hate retirement. My
Oh,
God.
listen, I had a friend I had a friend my dad's age, and he says he was self-employed and he got a job there, and he he started when he was 55, I think, worked till he was 65, and I'm like, man, this guy's retired. He said, let me tell you something about that. She said, I'm freaking bored out of my mind. He went and got a job, part-time job in this metal finishing company, and he told them that their shit sucked. that how they did their process, their production, and all this stuff, man. He told them where they were lacking. He didn't give a shit, man. You
Hey, I
know.
woke up this morning. I had the choice to either get on your live stream or go to the gym. So guess what I did?
Number 12, Dennis. He's number 8 over there now, which he's. I can just see a career-ending injury coming for Rodgers this year.
How much is he getting paid? Did they ever say, Tony? Per
No,
year?
man, fucking hundreds of millions out
40,
of it.
50 million a year, something like that.
Well, the
Yeah,
question is how
Yeah, he'll
much
get
is
injured
Green
like
Bay,
2 games in and be out for
hey,
the season.
yeah,
he
how much
left.
is Green Bay paying him not to be in Green Bay though?
He left, but he left. He left 54 million on the table. I think when he left. But you know what? Him and Brett Favre were such drama queens. But when Brett Favre was playing, they were back-to-back Super Bowls for the first time since the beginning. Of that it being called a Super Bowl, and they were in. They would have made their third Super Bowl in a row if that Darren Sharper wouldn't have let Terrell Owens catch that freaking ball. He's in the end zone, and the safety's in the end zone, not in front of out of the end zone. Because once you're in there, you're in there. Just once you got the ball, that's it. But they were all ready to charge the field. They showed Mike Holmgren. He had already made a deal when he was going to become the coach of Seattle after the game was over, the season. His man crushed. Oh, and that may be yours, man. You don't hear me talk about that. And not unless there's a different side of you there, Dennis. I don't know.
Needles in your eyes. You worked through a lot of stuff to get to that stage.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Put your needles in your eyes and come to this. Huh?
Oh, excuse
You
me.
must have a temptress of the dark there.
So where you at, Dennis? You up in the Great White North, or are you down in South America exploring again?
He's in freaking Vancouver. Up there, hey. Over there, hey. They only talk like that in the Toronto area, or is that the whole country there? My friends went on a fishing trip to Canada, June. They left here. And that time, it was warm weather. They're wearing shorts. They get to a checkpoint. They get
And
to
then
a
they're going to
checkpoint.
Canada.
They go into Canada. They get at this checkpoint. This lady's got a long fur jacket on, and they made them take all that. They know that the Canadian mounted police took out everything out of there, and you're not allowed to carry a radar detector, even if it's not using it. You can't be in the car. Period. And they had to put their own shit back into the car. So this is just the start of that freaking problem. So they get up there and they're fishing. Guy's got like a $500 rod and reel. Rich was his name,
Nice.
and he goes to cast that fucker, and it flies right out of his hand.
Doesn't float, does it?
No,
I've actually done that, but not with
it's in.
an expensive one. So
Oh my
I've actually
god!
cast and went, oh fuck.
I was laughing. And my friend goes. My other friend says, "They ain't so funny." Well, the fuck yeah, it is, because it wasn't me.
Luckily, mine was like a $20 one, but it went selling.
Hey, I had this guy. Got on my bus. I used to work Master Lock with him. He was in the tool room. Real talented guy, but he was nuts, man. I don't know what he was telling me. I haven't seen him yet. This is what he did with his girlfriend before they got married. He's going on the highway. He's doing 50 something. He pulls the freaking parking brake because he's pissed. So he goes into the spin. Anyway, fast forward to like a couple years back. He gets on my bus. I got one young guy in there, and he says he's talking about his brother and his dad. They don't get along. Somebody disrespected his mother or whatever. And he says to me, "Yeah, my dad told me the best part of me dripped down my mother's leg," and I was laughing my ass off. He goes, "Hey man, it ain't funny." I go, "Well, I mean, if it weren't you."
Yeah, like you should have been a spot on the wall.
Dude, that is the king of insults, man. Oh shit! But he was a little nutty, The Steve was a good. I don't know what the dude had. Manson looking. He looked like Manson did, He he had a messed up, like you knew something was going on up there, man. But the guy was, he was, I'm glad he liked me, but because
It's
this,
always good when Charlie Manson likes you.
hey,
You know?
hey, then that black kid on the bus he laughed after I said what I said, and Steve looked at him with these freaking eyes, looked like freaking Satan, man. I'm like, I said, well, no. I said, hey, Steve, I'm just me. That's me, man. Just, it's okay.
You know, where you're from, you can always say I was a buddy of Jeffrey Dahmer's, you know.
Oh my
There you
God!
go.
You know what though? I was telling my cousins on Ohio about that. Dude, he was from Allison, Ohio, I think. Allison or something like that. He would and we were all sitting around partying. We were getting toking it up, and I go, well, you're telling me what state is known for the worst thing, and I said, we had Dahmer. He goes, well, guy goes, well, Dahmer was born here, and then he migrated up that way. But
Yeah.
they tore down that building, man. So I mean, that's fucked up, man. And he got offed in prison by probably
Guards.
well, everybody was Asian, white, black, and oh my God, you can't believe this shit. I used to play in an international industrial softball league, and he worked at Ambrosia Chocolate, which is where the new Pfizer Forum is. And we played ball against them guys, man. I met the fucker. He had the mustache. He just seemed like a regular old guy. Oh
Who's this?
shit.
You played against who?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, you remember him.
Yeah,
I don't remember any opponent I played softball against.
dude, this guy. Well, when the opponent happened to kill like 30 people or put their heads in the freaking
So you
barrels of
didn't know
shit.
that then, right? I mean, he was just
No, no,
another
no.
guy, right?
Oh, of course not, man. If I'd have known
Did he
that,
ever
then
invite you over?
I would have ran. Are you
He was
kidding?
breaking He was breaking.
No,
some
you
fresh
wouldn't, because you
chops.
didn't know that was happening at the time.
No, I'm saying it. Because I think back after it was all over. I'm thinking, damn, that guy looks familiar, man. He didn't have the mustache.
Tell him to invite you over to meet his friend Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, man. You talk about fuckers.
Don't worry about bringing anything, and I'll work it out.
Yeah, and they had it on tape on the radio. On the radio, the
Was that with a
police.
little Chianti?
Yeah, little candy like that. That Asian dude came, Conrad, come running out of the.
I always, when I saw Simon's picture, that's the first one, Simon from Manchester, England,
Uh-huh.
that used to be on the live stream. Simon looks like a young, what was that guy's name?
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon's picture. He looks like a young Anthony Hopkins.
New York City, huh? Taking the wife there, are you?
Well, we don't see Simon very much anymore. The Kennedy girls.
Well, hey, here's my engineer that's gone rogue on me, man.
Hey. How's things in Norway?
Christian's his name.
Christian.
Man, I keep seeing on Facebook, Gear puts up those pictures of beautiful Norway and all the northern lights. Man,
Yeah,
I'd love to see those.
Yeah, I've seen the one today from him on there, and yeah, amazing to see it in person. Wow, it would be incredible.
It is. If I wanted to fly there from here, it's such a long freaking. You're jumping
Tell you what,
around.
I'd be more impressed to see that than I would to go down and see the Titanic.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to be good.
To get there from here, you got to take like 3 or 4 different planes, man. There's no short way about this shit. You know.
There's the harvest time is a Christian in the indoor grow room.
Now, Tony, you could probably fly from there to Doha like you did, and then Doha's probably got
Mowing.
a flight straight to Oslo.
Yeah, I, mowing. I haven't. I think they cut lawns here with weed eaters because the blades of grasses. I
See all
saw.
the
I
science
saw
and
this.
the
I saw
technology.
this. Ace Hardware had an ad. $45 for a Honda lawnmower, brand new,
Jeez.
What year was this?
right now.
You mean in the Philippines?
Yeah,
Jeez.
Ace Hardware had a Honda
I haven't been able
for
to verify
45 bucks.
it, but out of
Yeah,
Probably
curiosity,
a two
it's
horsepower.
probably a knockoff.
who gives a
Yeah,
shit if
well,
it
two
cuts freaking
horsepower.
grass? But you cut grass here for a couple of weeks. Your blade, you got to sharpen that blade,
Tony,
man.
when you're living out in the property, just buy some goats.
Oh,
Don't,
I got
don't
an
have to worry about
opportunity.
cutting your grass.
Here's a real estate opportunity for one of you guys. It's not me. The
You
but
get 10%.
in Abonga, where my wife is from, her uncle told us that this lady lives in the UK. Her husband died. He was a constable, and she cannot move away from the Philippines and collect his pension. She has to stay there, or most of the time. So they're selling this. They built this huge freaking house on the side of this freaking hill. It's just unbelievable. So the dad, my wife's uncle, her mother's brother. Uh, there's this house they want 200,000 for. I guess it's a plywood house, but I haven't seen it. So listen to what a character this guy is. She's funny. I'm sitting there, and my wife's got a cousin down from Manila. Her and her husband, they come down here for a few months, you know. So I'm sitting there at the chair. Just met this guy, and I nicknamed one of the kids Meatball because he was kind of a big kid, you know.
Making
And
fun of fat kids.
and and uh, and the uncle's sitting there. He goes, he's sitting like 3 feet from the kid. He goes, nah, he's a fat. You know, I'm like, fuck. He told his kid he's Rick. You fucking, yeah, and he looked all pissed. So her uncle takes this because I was just about to comment on this guy's hair. He had frosted, the guy's in his 60s, I think. He had frosted tips on his hair, and I thought, hey, that looks pretty cool. And he takes his hat off. His hat was the hair. So he's bald, and I'm like, I'm looking at that going, no, no. Does he wear that because it's a hat, or does he wear it because he don't have any hair? Which one? Because when it's freaking hot here, man, oh god,
Yeah, they don't hold back their opinions there too much. I mean,
no,
they'll just come out and say it.
I call the kid a meatball, endearing term, because they're cool kids. Like, oh, you got to take care of that hair in the morning, and her uncle just is fucking straight, looking right at him. Man, goes, he's a fat. Okay. And I'm looking at his face. I'm looking at his face, and he's all disgusted because this kid was fat. Like,
The funny thing, I'll tell you a story. That happened to me when I was about 16. I had an old guy, and an old lady tell me they were lecturing me about how fat I was and how horrible I was. And I told them this. And I let him go on for a couple minutes. And I said, but here's the funny thing. You're going to die.
what?
See, they hacked
You
him.
from? I
Is
missed
What
it.
he was going to say.
It's intervention.
Yeah,
David, you froze up.
he's still
Froze on the most important bit.
move, David. Make a move. You can't tell if
Nice,
you're
David.
frozen.
He looks like he's sitting stage right up on the
Okay,
stage.
who did you give the moderator wrench to?
Hey, he looks like he's sitting at a strip joint looking up.
David, would you repeat that? You froze up. We didn't see it. We heard about the people, and you said, you were going to say, I can change and lose weight, but you can't get rid of your ugliness, right?
No.
Oh.
No. I let him go on for a couple of minutes, chastising me. And I told him, I said, but the funny thing is that you guys are old and you're going to die real soon, and I'm going to live the rest of my life.
That was a
Yeah.
teacher telling you that?
And what did they say?
They shut up. They didn't say anything more.
You had a teacher telling you that?
No, there's some people at a like a family reunion thing that I was made to go to
Were they related to you?
by marriage type of, you know what I mean? I just thought it
So,
was
so,
they had a lot
so
of
the
nerve.
topic of conversation at this reunion is a conversation of somebody's body weight. I mean, did they have anything else to talk?
Good thing they didn't do that at my family reunions because everyone would be guilty.
Hey, fat ass, what's going on? Hey.
And that's my point. I didn't know these people from Adam. I was made to go
Yeah,
to
right.
the reunion.
Yeah.
And then they start, chastising me. So I want to make sure they realize that they're old and they're going to die and nobody gave a shit.
So they're gonna.
But
they're
thanks
gonna,
for your opinion.
That dude's gonna be eating his soup and fucking tomato soup, and he's gonna face right in it.
You know what I mean? I just thought it was funny.
Oh. Yeah, man. And there's truth to it. So when you burn somebody like that, they got no comeback, man. They're fucking.
Well, it's sometimes it's good just to mind your own business in life.
Some of us are old enough that we have some pretty good return fire,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like in this fucking phase now. Whatever, man. You should fucking.
Tony, was
mind
that your live stream that Michael went off on?
Yeah.
Or was that his own? No, that was yours.
That was mine, man. He was fucking Gonzo.
Oh, that's
he looked
classic.
He looked like his.
How long ago was that? I got to rewatch that.
He looked like he could have jumped out of his own skin, man.
Yeah, he was going to burst a blood vessel or something,
Yeah, if Jack would have been in the same room.
I thought, wasn't Jack on that one?
Yeah, he was. Jack was the guy. Jack was the guy.
He was the one instigating.
Well, but it was stupid all the way around, and that's why I try to tell Michael nobody really gave a shit about his personal business.
I don't even.
Aren't you the one that he said he was going to sue or something?
No, not me.
For disclosing his medical. No, David.
No, he was going to
sue yelling at you. Oh, he said that to Jack. Okay.
Yeah, he was going to sue Jack.
But he said something to Tony about allowing this on his stream or something.
That's right.
What the hell am I allowing? What? I didn't even know. I didn't even know what I was being allowed to do.
He was going to ban Tony's live stream. Is what he was
doing. I didn't actually know.
Yeah, he's going to ban you from YouTube or something.
Yeah,
I didn't actually know that he had issues.
He must got a bad batch of San Miguel that day or something.
That's
common knowledge. It's common knowledge that he's a little off, But honestly, after that was over, I didn't even know what the hell I was all for.
I know you look like.
Well, look,
the look on your face was you didn't even know what was going on.
The next day,
what's he talking about?
Well, because apparently somebody said that the reason it was adoption thing was being held up, I think, was because the psychiatrist said he wasn't whatever, as far as I could gather. But
don't you think? I mean, the world can see these YouTube streams, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think you're putting evidence out there without anybody else saying anything about it?
But the funny thing was, Michael said all of this. Jack just repeated the exact same thing Michael said. Like that's
he got upset.
And,
Boy,
you're drunk on live streams. That's all Michael has is live streams.
I'll have to ask Jack, but Jack said he made Robert snap on him.
Jack has a unique ability. to get under people's skin.
Well, you know
They
what?
don't
You know
understand
what?
his sarcasm,
You know what though? Because uh, Jack will say dumb is dumb. You know, if you're dumb, you're gonna get it. You
Yeah.
know, don't be. You know, but I totally forgot the next day when I woke up. I just told Jack. I said, we all. I even forgot what you guys are saying.
I
So it
didn't see.
isn't
I
like,
wish I would have been on it live. I
hey,
didn't see it
hey,
live. I was.
it isn't like he was lined up for this job, and all of a sudden the guy that's going to be hiring him sees him go nuts. You
Yeah.
know, we we're kind of used to that. You know, so
From
we,
what
we
I
assume.
from what I've seen from other YouTubers and what I've heard, that adoption in the Philippines is almost impossible to begin with. I mean, I don't care
We
how rich you are, how upstanding of a person you
Hey,
might be. I've heard it's nearly impossible,
well, we
which is a
went through the
shame.
well,
process in the Philippines. Lorelai and I did all of this, and so I actually have first-hand knowledge of exactly how to do it in the Philippines. And it's not difficult in a sense like compared to the United States, and it definitely doesn't cost nowhere near as much money, but um, it's not as easy. It's just different. But one, you have to actually live there legally for 3 years as a foreigner to be able to adopt.
he's
So,
been here for 9 or 10 or something.
right, but there is a home study, and you got to show that you're stable psychologically.
What are you talking about? You're bobbing your head like a comic, man. Going,
You know,
oh, yeah. I I have no idea, man. I mean,
but
we all
here's
have
one
an
of the
inkling.
interesting things.
We all have an inkling, but that's about it.
Well, one of the interesting things that I learned in the process was they do not allow gay people to adopt or gay couples
Who?
to adopt. They
They
do not
don't?
allow single people to adopt, but
What
in
country?
Philippines.
Oh,
But here's the interesting thing is, so they say that you can't be gay to adopt and you can't be single to adopt. But if you live at home and you never say what you are gender wise, so let's say there's a gay male who wants to adopt a child, as long as his mom lives or his sister lives in the house and will sign the adoption paperwork, then that person's allowed to adopt. You have to have a male and a female in the house.
what kind of shit is that, man? What'd you just say?
Exactly.
Fuck. I don't know how these guys can keep up with these. They got there's very little that's clear. It's always they make these changes, and it's like this sub paragraph, like fucking A through Z, and like they dissect the shit out of a topic or a question, and leaves your fucking head spinning.
Here's one of the interesting things we found about adoption in the Philippines, because we were going to look at adopting maybe a 3 or 4 year old. Um, they actually steered us towards adopting a newborn infant because apparently there are so many newborn infants being born and abandoned in the Philippines that they can't get rid of them fast enough.
You know what? A lot of parents they just split, man. I mean, they
Get
just
50% off the second one. That's all right.
So
I had one of these hygienic or no optometrists. One of the young ladies. She's Filipino, but her parents were like 15 and 14, and they gave her up for adoption.
Yeah.
And I told her, well, they probably has since, both went on to have multiple children, I guess, with other people, whatever. And I said, you know what, because she was kind of curious. You could tell she was kind of curious about it. And she said, I said, you believe me, your birth parents, they feel much better about where you went because you went to an American home. And and the doctor, I was talking to the doctor because I'd known him for like 30 years, man. I wasn't going to see that guy. I said, them Filipinos are smart. And he said, yeah, she's sharp. She really knows her stuff. And I didn't want to say anything that maybe she'd want to go meet them someday or something or other. So,
Well,
but she said that's what her parent or her what do you call them? The adopted parents.
yeah.
They I kind of confirmed what they said. So now she probably even more realized that you know I don't think that she quite knew the relationship or history of the two countries.
Well, the interesting thing we found in the Philippines was, let's say, for instance, you have like my wife. If my wife wanted to adopt
I don't.
her sister's kid, all you have to do is both go to the court real quickly and say, I give permission for my sister to adopt this kid here. Here's the paperwork. They sign off, and it can be done in no time. Easy, easy. But that's a direct bloodline to direct bloodline. That's the easy way to adopt in the Philippines if you want.
Well, my feet are swelling up from sitting still here, man.
It's because you're
It's
getting
not
old.
good. No, because I need to circulate. My blood ain't circulating.
Well, and that's my point. Old people have circulation problems.
Yeah. Too bad the wrong parts don't swell.
Yeah, old people. Wait till David has his fucking shit blows up from his foot like Mongo or something.
Hey, I'm not old. I just look old.
Fucker, my feet look like bare feet, man. That ain't good, man. I'm gonna get out and make that walk up to the land tomorrow just to be making it. Turn around, come back. That'd be a nice workout. I can walk it pretty fast too. There might be work tomorrow. I'm not sure, but the thing with the guys with the backhoe is the guys that jump in the dirt. They parked the backhoe on the other side of the muddy ass pile that dirt there. So unless it's
It's called future planning.
yeah, I don't think they're going to be getting that bad boy out of there anytime soon, because every day here calls for rain. Of course it does. It's the tropics. It's always at least 10 to 40% all the time. People just they just do their day, man. They don't look up and go, hey, oh, it's freaking hot today. It's 80. It's fucking 95 degrees out. They'll just say that the sun is strong. So Kiko, do you have your?
Tell them, hey, I want you to finish this by the time while I'm still
Hey,
living.
are you going to come next summer?
Oh, I don't know. It's possible, but I haven't planned that far ahead yet. But I'm waiting for my passport to arrive in the mail.
What I'm gonna do is end of September. I'm putting in for my ticket next year because it's pretty good rate right now. But we'll see what it's like then.
We were thinking about going back to the Philippines next year, but I don't think we are. I think we're going to wait another year.
What's the ballpark figure, Tony? About $2,000 round trip?
No, it's less than that. No, it went down quite a bit.
1,500.
Well, 15 or less.
In 2001, the first time I went there, I got a round trip for $8.99.
Yeah, that's a smoking deal, buddy.
22 years ago now.
Boy,
That's a smoking
How
deal.
about you, Craig? How expensive is it for you to fly to Manila?
I go to Cebu, but because both the kids are adults now, it's over $6,000 Australian for return tickets. So
No, just one round trip ticket. What would that cost?
it's about, for an adult, it's about 1,800 Australian dollars. Last time I looked, it's about 6 weeks ago.
And where do you fly from? What major airport?
Melbourne to Singapore, and then Singapore to Cebu.
And it takes
Yeah,
about how long normally?
It's about 8.5 hours to Cebu and 3.5
And-
Singapore. Sorry, and then
and what are you wearing?
So about
3.5.
12 hours total without layovers. Huh?
Yeah,
Airtime.
yeah.
And what do you usually wear on the trip?
Close.
Clothes.
Like, other
Always
than
get-
your loincloth.
I always get cold on planes for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, you get that loincloth, can they much?
Yeah, I don't know. I hate planes because I can never sleep.
I'd come down there right now, but I just got in my 6 month extension here. So if I fly out, I got to redo that sucker.
I don't know. It's complicated with all the COVID shit, and I don't know. We were
Man, I
thinking
can
about all this,
sleep.
but
You know,
I can.
to get to,
Put on the
to
back
get to get to the Philippines from here, I gotta go either to Singapore and you go some frickin' African country, and then then it's over to Germany, and then over to Norway.
I don't know. It's like, it's a lot for 3 or 4 weeks. It's like 20 grand, And I can,
Oh, I told. Oops.
it's different when you travel as a family. It's hard work. I don't enjoy it that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you're single back in the day, it's completely different,
Well, I've gone places I always thought I'd never even ever see. I talk to people that are from places, that I only see in books, and now here we are.
Yeah.
I know a couple of guys down there, and I never thought I would be conversations with anybody.
How long of a layover did you have in Doha?
Who, me?
Yeah.
9.
9 hours?
Yeah.
You get to meet some interesting people there?
Yeah, I got to meet some pissed off people. That's for sure.
Really?
Yeah, when I go there and I got 8-9 hours to kill. I could give a shit. I had to get my medicine out of my check bag, So I'm sitting there and all these people. There's like two people waiting on people transferring to another flight. They got like half hour left. They got to be there, and they're pissed, man, because they kept messing with this guy's phone and looking through it because he was trying to help them somehow. This one guy, he couldn't help. He walked off, and he didn't jump behind one of the things and start helping. He left. He went to the lock. He went to the employees only door, So I go up there and I said, look, I just want to get my, I was up standing about a half hour and I caught one lady. I said, I need my medicine. Okay, I'll have them bring the bag back up. And she never did. They're all running around. Nobody knew what to do. They're all clueless. And they kind of really tarnished my thought of Qatar Airlines. One guy that got me the stuff, he was involved in the conversation with this woman, and she goes, "Oh my God, I wish I had a tape recorder. I can't believe you just said that." So that's their hub there, and I ain't being too wild in the Middle East.
Well, what's happening now on the airlines and the airports is if there's starting to be an issue and you take out your phone to record it, they'll kick you off the airline and kick you out because there's so much bad press about the ticket
Well,
agents and the counters that if they see you recording them causing a disturbance with a passenger and they kick you who had nothing to do with it off of the flight,
uh,
they don't
they,
want
what,
proof that they're violating rights.
they could have. I bet any money. It's just. I went to a bank once in a a city I lived in before the last one, and for some reason they had one lady working there, and all of a sudden these two chicks. I go in front of me. I go ahead. There were in there some official documents of some freaking kind. So this is like fucking 45, almost an hour. So then they finally get their business done, and I'm waiting, and I said, I used to write myself a check here, X amount of dollars, and just this guy sitting there. He must be some kind of must have mid-level management. He's over by the free pots and pans shit that nobody looks at, you know. So this lady's like, well, I have to see two forms ID. What the fuck are you talking about? I said, I come here once a week. This is the first time you guys ever. I started ripping shit out of my wallet, throwing it around. I go, here, how's this? How's this? And I looked over at that dude and I thought, what the fuck is your problem, man? You got to be here with 15 fucking people. And you're standing there by these pots and pans that nobody fucking wants anyway. And I'm thinking, how come you couldn't jump in to help? Do do it for the team.
Yeah.
Well, that was when I was like my dad. Though. My dad would have had a knip shit big time. My dad had a waitress at Pizza Hut crying once. he, he didn't have to try too hard either.
I had one crying once because I asked him out on a date. And they thought, oh my God, somebody as horrible as you and asking me out. Oh my God, I'm going to go cry in the closet.
They,
A big dip in it for you.
the thing was, all these people came in behind us, and they were getting their food. We're still there. And what happened was, it's still her responsibility to check on what's going on, but for whatever reason, the order wasn't there. It wasn't up on that little spin diet thing they got. And she was a sweetheart, but it's like 1981, 80. My dad was just fucking in rare form. Me, when I don't have a good service, I just don't come around no more. That's all. Because remember, when they go in the back to get you something else, I don't want to get these people pissed and them spitting in my shit. Yeah, you don't ever want to really piss off the people that are making your food. They take that plate behind the wall and you don't know what's going on with it.
That's it. Hey, you want to hear something cool?
All right. Yep. You got a flirt?
You guys know who Elvis Presley is?
Well, yeah. Bud's cousin.
I've actually stumbled across some authentic memorabilia of his that I'm going to be museum quality that I'm going to be processing here soon.
When's this?
What's that?
When is this?
Authentic, original movie posters.
Wow.
You're going to be making a poster of something?
No, I have a bunch of them. I'm going to work on
okay.
on cataloging them, photographing them, and selling them.
Yeah, I've seen that. Golly, I've seen that such a long time ago. I don't know if it was on that what do you call it show or just something totally different or in a movie. I forget that the guy had this stack of posters from way back. Bogart kind of thing and Cagney.
So I have a whole set. Like,
Oh, okay. So you're gonna try to become a millionaire from that? Look at that! It's like he's a commercial. He zaps that thing up there and it freezes.
I thought you were gonna say you saw him at a local Walmart and got a selfie with him.
hey, I did good at the local Walmart a while back.
Yeah. They didn't follow you out the door.
Nah,
You
I'm
should
a
see
white
when
guy.
hey
They don't
when
harass
Ronald
me. I'm a white guy.
when Ronald was doing a live thing with his phone, he goes into the store there and he rides it out. Here comes this white chick running after him like he was gonna steal it, or some shit. Like,
That's what I mean. People don't bother me. I'm a fat white guy.
yeah. I figured, well, he ain't gonna run after me anyways.
I can get away with murder and it's okay. We're out
Yeah.
here.
No, look at me. I can't go. I gotta move too fast. You could be like that Ralphie guy on the last Seinfeld show. When they had to go to jail for this a failure to help somebody or something. But they were calling him all kinds of names. Everybody that they ever had a run in. That was the perfect ending to a show. They had all the characters there, and they were all giving testimony.
Seinfeld.
Babu, yeah.
Yeah.
Haji. Shit, man. See, those don't happen too often with my feet, but I do a lot of sitting around today.
Maybe that Belgian beer you've been drinking.
Dude, they look unreal, man. It's like fucking Swamp Thing.
I could have had you here helping me, Tony, the other day. I pulled the transmission out of the car.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you had a corn on your big toe. Look at that, man.
I
Fucking,
had other vegetables.
yeah. I don't even know, man.
What are you doing? Where's the camera at?
Unlike Robert.
There's your one and only fan.
There you go. There's that.
Your live stream.
Oh, here's the trick. I almost got decapitated today. My wife forgot.
Note to self: stand up slowly.
The extension cord, the cord on this fan isn't very long, so it's mounted. Where it's mounted is low, so you got to dip down when you walk in here. Well, she forgot, and it knocked it off the it's on this little. It got these little gears that catch, and she hit that, and it fell in my lap, and it was still turning.
Well, she wants that pension early. You see? Yeah. She's trying to figure out how to get that pension early.
Yeah.
What are those? Chicken legs? Are they cooking those, or what are those chicken legs?
I got bear claw.
I thought Michael had some chicken legs.
I got bear claw feet.
Adidas.
Yeah. 500. Ooh. So what's going on with your friend there, Viking? What's her name? JB. I haven't seen her in ages.
Who's that?
JB.
It was a Filipino who used to come on there. Wasn't she, for a time she was in Hong Kong, right? Now she's back in northern Luzon somewhere at the house.
I think she's on.
She can come on live streams once in a while.
I think she's on the east coast of.
No, I think
Yeah,
the West Coast, right?
I don't know. I think it's the east
Who
coast.
knows?
'Cause she has like black sand beaches.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You met her in Manila when you flew there one time, right?
Yeah, it was last year, wasn't it? No, it's this year.
It
No,
was the most recent. No, it was last year.
that was the first time. Yeah, it was last year.
When did you fly here? End of January this year? This time?
This year, April 4.
Oh, that's right, April 4th. The same
Yeah.
day I went to the Philippines 22 years ago,
Yeah,
originally.
I wasn't. I didn't anticipate being home on time. I was, but no clue, huh? So there's no love lost there, huh?
The Viking, how many years ago, or what year was it that first trip to Thailand that you spent, cost you 500? You mean round trip when you say TR?
It's
What year was
surprising.
that?
It's surprising from Wisconsin to Thailand is way cheaper than from here to the Philippines.
Hmm.
I don't understand that.
Why, is there a straight flight, or you still got to stop somewhere?
You got me. I was just punching them in there, and just out of curiosity, how much
Yeah,
would it cost?
probably 4 stops and it takes you 3 days.
Yeah, 2013. I was here first time here. It was 2012.
So, Craig, you say you fly typically you fly Singapore to Cebu, and what is that? Qantas? How's the airline you flying?
Always Singapore Airlines.
Always, yeah.
Last time we went to Korea, Manila, and then Korea, and then back to Manila. We went with Philippine because overall it was about $600 cheaper. But I'll never fly with Philippine Airlines again. They just piss me off, drama after drama.
Yeah.
Philippine. So Nick, every other time I've always gone Singapore Airlines because
What was the years that you flew the Philippine Airlines that you had a bad experience? What year was that?
Yeah, that was the last trip we had. It was 2019.
Oh,
We went to Manila, and then Busan in South Korea, and then Busan back to Manila, and then Manila to Tacloban.
Kiko's profiling. For Kiko's profiling, he thinks because you're from Australia, automatically you fly Qantas.
Nah, Qantas too expensive, usually.
Well, you guys aren't going to believe this. Right now, a ticket for us would be $3,500 round trip
Shit.
each.
Yeah. Well, check out Chicago.
That's leaving.
Chicago to BXU, ORD to BXU. Try that one.
Let me get it a little bit further.
But listen though, when you go a year ahead, that's because if you're looking too close, David, if you got to look down like 6 months from now, because if you try to get a flight now, it's going to cost you way more. But when I was messing around one day and I signed up, I put it for a year to the day, and it was $900.
In August, it dropped it down to 22.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, well, that's not coach?
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh, shit.
what do you think he's flying first class?
Well, I was thinking about doing business, man. For me,
Yeah, you got that's a lot.
because they would give me first class from Chicago to San Francisco or LA.
I'd like to do that one time in my life.
I did.
Fly first class somewhere.
Yeah, man. I went with the
Preferably the longest flight across the pond.
The
around the world.
It's probably
the
like $12,000 for a first class ticket round
the
trip.
ex-girlfriend and me went, and we were sitting in these nice seats. I said, "Gee, these are freaking awesome." Not thinking they were first class. She said, "Yeah, they made a mistake. I didn't buy this." So then we had business from Miami to Dominican.
But they
from
never
Chicago-
kicked you out of the first class one?
Nah, man, I was playing the same song on my headset over and over, cranking it. You know. She said, "Oh, it's pretty loud." Nobody said nothing. But when I was sitting in these seats, I'm like, "Hey, these seats are pretty cool." You know, I didn't know I was on first class.
Where was
And
this?
the-
From Chicago to where?
Chicago to Miami. So yeah, they got a beautiful airport down there in Miami. But let me tell you,
Check this out.
if you pick Miami as a port of entry, you are in for a frickin' rat race. That place is just, oh my god.
If you want to go in September out of Chicago, it's only $1,000.
Wow.
What about next? Do it a year from now to this day.
Okay, let's see. What is this? Okay, give me a second.
Because I got to stay at a motel when I go back. I think.
Next search you're going to do is from PIT, Pitt to BXU.
I can only get to. They're only showing up to May of 24.
What about Cheapo Air? Cheapo Air?
Well, I'm looking at Expedia. I don't like cheapo air. I don't trust.
Well, I
it.
do. Check
Well, look,
Cheapo Air.
David, just for curiosity, put it far out, like maybe May next year from
Yeah, I'm
PIT.
there, and it's looking at about $1,000 to $1,200 depending
From Pitt?
from Chicago.
No,
That's
to PIT.
That's 2012.
Originated PIT to BXU.
PIT. Okay.
Canadian.
Pittsburgh International. And to which
Please.
one? MAC-10 or where you going?
No, BXU. Bravo X-ray uniform.
Canadian economy. That was 35. Oof. Goodness.
All right. So let's get here to next year. And we'll give you a 28-day window.
68 degrees in Chicago.
Milwaukee.
Right? Chicago.
All right. So we're looking at, sorry, we're having problems on your end. Okay. So they can't find any flights that far out, period.
Uh-huh.
Not from Pittsburgh.
Wonderful computer age, huh?
Yeah.
They would only let you go out to Man, Cheapo Air. Yeah, you're gonna have to bite the bullet there, big guy. You're gonna have to get a couple of family fun day, fun week. That's why I told you, Kiko, you come over here. You can't just fly all the way over here for that amount of money and go back after a week.
No.
Besides,
we come over. We like to stay.
You can if you get pissed off.
I might have a pool by then.
Well, probably 3 weeks. That's a max right on tourist visa for
What's that?
me and my daughter. She goes, of course, my wife's still a Philippine citizen, so she can stay if she wants.
Well,
3 weeks.
You come over.
Next year, if you want to go from Pittsburgh to Manila, they got flights during the latest out, and it's still looking about $1,200 to $1,500 each.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You might want to wait until January, maybe.
But
It's frozen again.
No, I have to go in the summertime because school's out.
Oh yeah. Well, I meant to buy the tickets.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Schedule buy them January.
So you still drinking Mountain Dew?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
When I do, it's Coke Zero.
You're drinking that Hoegaarden or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, right here.
We're thinking about going.
See that, Craig? Did you ever see that one before?
Oh yeah.
I think Christian's seen that one.
It's a Belgian white.
No, I never. I know nothing about it. Is it
Yeah,
a beer?
Belgium wheat. They even give you instructions on how to pour it.
All right, I gotta open it first.
They
Open
do,
top,
That's right.
naturally clouded.
turn can.
Is it beer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
it's not a douche. Cleanser.
Uh, pretty,
Oh,
Been
pretty
invented by the
Hogarden.
Hawaiian singer Don
Hogarden.
Ho.
It's
no,
a Belgian from Belgium.
no, it's
Oh,
probably
from
pretty
Hawaii,
strong
Don
then,
Ho.
is it? Is it 5% or something?
Good taste. You know it's a little when you have it in your when you're sipping, you can taste a little bit of a sharpness, like bitter, but it's gone when it goes down. So this
Okay.
one, I tried a couple of Vietnamese. I tried a Tiger. I tried a Vietnamese beer, and who else I got? I tried today. Oh, I
Let's get
still
a
got a side.
professional
Oh,
professional
Sapporo.
opinion. Let Michael try and see what he thinks.
Sapporo, yeah, Sapporo is. That's They all taste the same though, and I assume Chang and Leo are the same way.
Well, Michael would probably complain about the taste, but I promise you he would drink it.
It's fun to complain about who? The gays?
No, the taste.
The taste.
Oh,
He would complain about how horrible it tasted, but he would still drink it.
Yeah, if it's free, it's free.
fuckers.
As long as it's not warm.
I've known way too many alcoholics in my life, and whether they bitch and complain about the taste, they will still drink it.
And then you said Vietnam then. Can I do a blatant plug? I got a video about Vietnam and a video about Asian bikini babes and a video about South Korea photos while I was there. I just do a blatant plug for them. There you go.
Instructions. I don't know if you can read those. Craig,
No.
about kiss.
Pour,
Craig's trying to.
top
Craig's
off,
trying
and enjoy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, you got to swirl it. You're supposed to shake it up before you open it, Tony.
Oh, you know, I tried that, man. I did like they said, but
Yeah.
I don't have a clear glass to drink it out of. So. It's cloudy. That means don't be alarmed because there's shit floating in it.
Hey, man, you've gone over 2 hours.
No way. Oh,
Count the Guinness Book of World Records here.
it's from this lively but ruckus crowd. I don't think any of us would get up if somebody snatched a $10 bill out of our hand. Fuck it, you man. You like Mike Myers and Saturday Night Live, middle-aged man, running and goes, "What you looking at, my stomach?" Yeah, I think it's about time to call this a night there.
I don't mean to run you off or anything.
I'm not gonna run me off, man. I just need some freaking sleep.
Craig, you run the car business. Do you ever work on cars?
Nah, I'm not real skilled at that. I
No.
can wash them and polish them, starter motors, batteries, but not much beyond that.
I got to go pick up a flywheel I'm having turned on the car that I pulled the transmission out of.
Okay. I've been waiting 6 weeks for a ring gear on the old Fairlane. They still can't get the part, and the part's $800.
Ouch.
Yeah.
6 weeks?
Yep. It's been booked back 6 weeks. 3 times I've had to
Yeah.
cancel the tow truck, and
Is it coming from China?
I don't know.
You got some guy scuba dive.
He had a mate who was a race engineer, thought he might have one in his back shed, but he didn't. And
It's
so
a Fairlane.
I've given up. I
Instead
just said, ring me when you get one, and then I'll organise the tow truck. So I was
What
hoping
year
it
of
was
a vehicle is it? What year?
1980.
1980.
Fairlane, that's not made by Ford, is it?
Yeah, it's Ford.
Mercury. I think it's Mercury. Yeah, Fairlane's a Ford.
An 80 Ford Fairlane.
But they have that Mercury Comet version down there, don't you, Craig?
I
Sorry.
didn't think they made Fairlanes in the U.S. that late. I know there were some in the '60s,
But they did in
but I didn't think it
70?
continued into the '70s.
No, not here. It
No,
didn't.
yeah,
Maybe
just
not.
in
Oh, yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, variation, and we used to make them here and then export them to South Africa as well from
Mm.
about '68 until 2000 when Ford shut down here. I don't know, about 2016.
Wow, I'm curious what they might have been called in other parts of the world.
There's different names like the Honda Civic here is the
Uh,
Honda City.
Let me
we,
get
Yeah.
we had the '79. The
Ford.
model came out, and it was a change from the big slopey Fords to the more square Fords. It was the first one. We had the
Remember,
XD Falcon, and the Fairlane ZJ was just a bit longer legroom in the back and stuff.
Tony,
But
remember Ford Granadas
Yeah,
and Mercury Monarchs?
yeah.
Uh,
Took them to my
talk about
driver's ed.
square cars.
yeah,
Yeah,
Those were square.
they do that every 3 4 years. They square them up, then they round them.
but I just keep it. It's like, what is it's over 43 years old now. It's only done 167,000 Ks, which is only just over 100,000 miles.
Right. That's what the one I'm working on is a '91 Mitsubishi,
Okay.
and it's got 177 on the clock. That's mild, 177K. So
Okay, yeah.
that'd be about 200, 220 clicks in ours. But
Yeah.
it's a 5-speed manual, so I'm going to rebuild the engine, put a new head gasket on it,
Okay.
and put a new clutch and pressure plate, and had the flywheel redone. Maybe
Get it all
someday I'll be able
together.
to get it all back together and it'll run.
Yeah.
That's my
Gosh.
retirement project.
The
Okay.
gas will drop
So you've
off.
got pretty good skills. You can do quite a bit of it yourself.
Well, YouTube's given me a lot of confidence. You know?
Okay.
And I watched a
Yeah,
video and I said, I can do that. You know?
man.
Yeah.
And back in the old days, we used to have to know somebody, and watch them or have them do it. Now with YouTube, if you got the right tools,
Yeah. Right
you can
tools.
do it. So,
I
yeah,
just,
it's
I
the
just,
first and only one I've ever torn apart.
I-
Got that
Okay.
serious.
I just can't get into this. Take 3 parts, and 3 major parts off to get to the freaking dumbest shit. You know, fucking little itty weeny.
I don't really have the patience. I lose it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well,
Me too.
the bad part was I tried to change the head gasket with the engine in the vehicle, and I did, and I got it back together, and I must not have torqued the head correctly, because there's specific torque sequence in pounds. And
Yeah.
when I fired it back up, water in coolant, mixed with the oil, which is
Not
the head
good.
gasket. So
Uh-oh.
this time I'm taking the engine out of the car and doing it correctly and slowly, and taking my time.
Before the snow flies.
Oh, you'll learn a lot
No,
yourself.
it's in the garage at my mom's house, so that's where I work on it.
Okay.
In fact, that's where I'm going down now as soon as I get off the live stream.
I keep forgetting it's night here and day there.
Yep,
Right.
it's 10:46 in the morning here,
It's
Friday
12,
morning.
12:46 Saturday morning.
His 1984 Fairlane in Australia doesn't have a perfect match to an American style, but it almost looks like an LTD here.
It goes on Mad Max.
Yeah, LTD was the next model up, Fairlane, and then LTD above it.
So
But it's good. It's got,
here.
it's
The
got
body
5.
shape's a little different than what was sold in the United States in 1980.
No, it's one of those things. Everything's all right in the world as long as I know it's in the carport.
Yeah.
Can't seem to get rid of it. One day, but it's the last priority on my list. With family and everything. When that's one day when they're all gone, and it's increasing in value because there ain't any left.
All right, my friends, I'm going to get off of here and get my day started. And
Okay,
we got
Yeah.
a
me too.
weekend. So.
You gonna have one next week, Tony?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I plan on unless I have my cables cut.
All right.
Yeah, if you don't see
Christian.
me.
See ya.
See you, Christian.
Greg, David,
Good
Tony,
night.
thanks for having it.
Hey,
I noticed the dog stops barking now that we're gonna get off.
That's right. This guy's a
Nice.
killer.
little fuckers going at it.
Tony,
Yeah.
you went and strangled him, didn't you, Tony?
It's out
Heaven.
back on the fire pit, you know.
I do it. One hand tied behind my back.
You've only got 4 hours to the Roosters start. You'll be right.
I go.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah,
Get some quick shut eye there.
I should be here next week to spread the joy.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See you
All right,
guys.
have a good week, fellas.
See ya.
You too,
Later.
everybody. See you
Bye-bye.
later.
Bye.
Oops.